Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do my list of my top 10 favorite superhero shows on television. So, this was a list that I decided to put together after hearing that Supergirl was canceled. I'm going to say this: Supergirl did not make my top 10, unfortunately, but it was close. It was close. I really do enjoy the show. I just felt that there were a couple of other shows that I needed to put on this list. So here it is, my top 10 favorite superhero TV shows. Here we go. Starting at number 10, I have Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is one that was on the DC Universe. I know it's going to HBO Max now. I don't have that because in Canada, Warner Brothers, I guess, hates us. That they decided to let Crave TV handle all of that. So that's fine. I don't have Crave TV, so I actually wait till the show's done airing and then buy it on iTunes and then check it out then. And yes, it's a wacky, crazy ass show that, had to be on my top 10. I really love the cast of characters in that show. I love the craziness that show offers. It's a lot of fun. So there you go. Moving on to number 9, I have The Defenders. Does anybody even remember this show? It was only one season because then Netflix started canceling all their Marvel TV shows. This was their version of the Avengers for television, and look, for what we got from it, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was cool seeing all those characters from all those different shows team up in one season. I wish we would have gotten another season, but it is what it is. So moving on. Number 8, I have Legends of Tomorrow. This might surprise some people because maybe not. Maybe there are people like me that really love this show. If this was season 1 only, this would not have made the list. But because I think season 2 and onward are really enjoyable to me, I had to put it up here. I really love this show, and really it was hard. I don't know if I should have put it higher or not, but I feel like maybe this is the number 8 is the best place to put it. But yes, it is one that I really enjoyed. Season 2 onwards just got more entertaining for me. I think season 2 is still my favorite season, but I still love season 3 and 4. Constantine is a great addition. All the characters, I love all the characters in that show. So there you go. Moving on to number 7, I have Titans. Titans is another DC Universe show. This one, it might surprise people because I always hear a lot of people say Doom Patrol is their favorite. Titans is actually my favorite. And I was surprised because when that first trailer came out where Robin says F Batman, I was like, with a lot of other fans, I was like, oh, that's cringeworthy. But it actually turns out to be a really cool show, in my opinion. I really like the dark atmosphere. I think Brenton Thwaites is great as Dick Grayson. I love seeing the character of Dick Grayson get the respect that he deserves, as well as the rest of the Titans. I didn't think. I don't watch Teen Titans Go or any of the animated Teen Titans show. I think they look too kiddie for me. But then again, I am an adult now. Not that that matters. I know there's a lot of people that love Teen Titans Go, as well as the other Teen Titans animated shows. I think Young Justice is the one that I really enjoyed, but I never got to see season 3 yet because Netflix didn't put it up yet. Netflix Canada is the only way you can see Young Justice, unfortunately. But I will say the Titans TV series I really loved, and I really enjoyed season 2. I can't wait for season 3 and seeing some of the other new characters that they're going to introduce. So yeah, Titans, such an awesome show to me. If you guys haven't checked it out, try to find a way to check it out. I know in Canada it's on Netflix. I believe it's going to HBO Max in the US. So, and I don't know other countries, but hopefully you guys can find a way to find it. So check that out if you can. Moving on to number 6, I have The Flash. I loved The Flash when it first started. To me, The Flash has the best single series of all time. Or, sorry, not single series, single season. Season 1 of The Flash is my ultimate favorite season of a superhero TV show. It's just I remember the feelings I got while watching that entire season. It's something that I there have been shows that have kind of got that from me, but the way how everything was unraveling from episode one and onwards was just a fun experience that I'll never forget it. And you can go back and check all my individual episode reviews for season one because I did do individual episode reviews for both Arrow and Flash at that time for at least a couple of seasons. So I have that in a playlist. Maybe I'll put that in the link below. I don't know. We'll see. But for the most part, yes, Flash was still one of my all-time favorite series. It's just after season one, I never felt the show had grabbed that sort of momentum again. I feel season two, three, and five and six have been good seasons. I just don't feel they have reached that season one potential that they once had. But hey, it's a tough thing to grab again, so it's always hard to find that magic. Moving on to number five, I have Daredevil. That's right, this series on Netflix. Daredevil, what a fantastic show this was. Season one, two, and three were just amazing to me. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. For a lot of people, the dark and grittiness thing, it can be great if done right, and this show does it right. It's not always a make or break for me. If it's done well, I'm gonna enjoy it. If it's fun, I'll enjoy that too. I don't care. To me, dark or light doesn't matter. But Daredevil, obviously, one of those shows that takes itself very seriously, that does it in the right way, which is why I'm gonna admit this. None of the other Netflix Marvel shows made it on here. The Punisher was another close one, but to me, season two lacked a little bit. I really did enjoy season one a lot. I enjoyed season two, just not as much as season one, so that's why The Punisher did not make my list of top 10 superhero TV shows. Daredevil, however, I felt all three seasons were equally as strong, so there you go. Moving on to number four, here's a show that's not a Marvel or a DC, The Boys. That's right, The Boys is a fantastic show. Usually I gravitate more to the Marvel and DC stuff, so it's actually pretty surprising that The Boys is on my list. And no, I'm not being biased just because the film is filmed in Toronto. I live in Toronto, so I am always excited when I find out a show is filmed down here. Titans is another show that's filmed in Toronto, so I get to see familiar locations all the time. And The Boys is one of those things, and it's a really cool series. Carl Urban is in it, great cast. What's his name? Not Randy Quaid. That would have been bad. I forgot. He's a Quaid. That's all I know. But he's in it, and it's a great cast of actors. I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for getting that name. But the point is, I love the flip around of the heroes actually being the bad guys. Sort of, not all of them, but most of them are a bunch of assholes and bad guys. Specifically Homelander, who is like Superman gone evil. Yeah, it's crazy, and I love it. And season two has been a great ride so far. Will I do a review for it? Maybe, we'll see. But moving on to my third favorite superhero show. Here we go. This might cause a lot of controversy because I'm putting it over a couple of ones that are very big in the fan community. Arrow. That's right. Arrow is my third favorite superhero TV show. Yes, season 4 sucked. Yes, it started to dip in season 3. Midway in season 3, it started to dip. And then season 4 just, like, crapped the bed. Even Stephen Amell himself will admit that, but I did feel season 5, 6, 7, and 8 picked itself back up and landed pretty well. I don't think the series finale was the best finale of all time, but I do think it was a pretty damn good finale and good enough for me to wrap the whole series up. And, kind of when this ended, it just doesn't feel right going on with the Arrowverse without Arrow, the one that started it all. And let's face it, he's the one with the most badass theme as well. So I love Arrow. I love Stephen Amell as that character. I love most of his cast too, and some of his cast had a little bit of, trouble in the beginning, Laurel, but they found a way to make her interesting, I felt, like when they killed off the real Laurel and then replaced her with a more badass Laurel. That was pretty cool. And I like some of the new characters that eventually showed up in later seasons. So and some great villains like Malcolm Merlin and Deathstroke and what's his name, Diaz, right? So there's been some really, and Prometheus. Prometheus was a great one too, man. So yeah, I really love Arrow, and I remember seeing that pilot at Fan Expo a month or two before it actually aired, and I remember thinking, okay, it looks pretty cool, the first episode, and then once you get 3 episodes in, I really feel that's where Arrow really starts to take off, and season 2 is the greatest season from that show, but it has some really other good seasons too. You have to fight through season 3 and 4, but believe me, I think it's worth it checking out the whole series. So, with that being said, let's move on to my second favorite. This one was a tough one. I was struggling with the top two, and I decided to put this one at number 2. Watchmen. I just completed watching this show very recently. I should have done a review for it, but I didn't. But I'm gonna talk about this now. This is the whole reason I decided to do this list was because of this show. Because I didn't do a review for it, so I said screw it. I'm gonna just do a top 10 and show where I placed it. Watchmen is a fantastic series and so relevant to what's going on today that I have to recommend this show for everybody. It is a very adult show, so I wouldn't recommend it to younger viewers, but man, if you are old enough to check this out, check it out as soon as possible. I love it. This is coming from someone who never read the graphic novel, and I didn't love the Zack Snyder movie. I think the Zack Snyder film is okay, but a little bit boring. This show I really loved. I loved the characters. I loved the story. I loved everything about it. I mean, it just won 11 Emmy awards recently, which I think shows the quality. The Emmy awards, they are the equivalent to the Oscars. This is a show that you should check out immediately, I think. And hey, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I think it's worth checking out. So, moving on to my number 1 superhero show of all time. Are you ready for it? Smallville. That's right. Smallville is my favorite superhero show of all time. I grew up with this show. Well, okay, I wasn't a kid when it started, but I was in my last year of high school when it started, and I stuck with it all 10 seasons. Are there some weak seasons? Yes, definitely. Season 8 is the worst. But season 8, I'll say this, is better than season 4 of Arrow. So I'll put it that way. Yes, Smallville has its ups and downs, of course, but I, for the most part, really had a great time watching all 10 seasons. I think my ideal way of ending it would have been somewhere in season 7 because season 7 I think was the pinnacle of what that show was. I think the 100th episode is still one of the most memorable episodes, as well as, before the DCEU was a thing, they should have went back to Smallville and seen how a team up was supposed to be set up because, man, they introduced Bart Allen, the Flash for the Smallville series. They introduced Aquaman, then they introduced Cyborg, then they did Green Arrow in season 6, and then they did a whole Justice League episode bringing back all those guest characters. And that was even before the MCU was even a thing. So, who did it first? It was actually Smallville. I'm just saying. Plus, I love Tom Welling as Clark Kent. Michael Rosenbaum, to me, is still the best Lex Luthor, although John Cryer could be neck and neck with him from the Supergirl series. Yes, it was a great cast of characters, both actors and cast. Yeah, man, there were some really fantastic episodes. I just mentioned some of them right now. So the finale is something that I can give crap about. I like the finale. I just wish we could have seen him fully in the suit, but whatever. It is what it is. So with that being said, guys, tell me what are some of your favorite superhero TV shows. Tell me your top 10 if you have 10 favorites. I know that some people don't care too much for the superhero TV, but if there's some that you really enjoyed, let me know. I think there's a lot of good ones out there. I was struggling with some of them, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Supergirl. I was even thinking of Heroes. If anybody remembers that show from the mid 2000s, I thought that was a show worth mentioning because the first two seasons I thought were really good. But yeah, it was a tough one. I know some people like Umbrella Academy. That one I struggled with. I think it's fine, but it's not my favorite. But yeah, with that being said, I'm ending this here. Until next time, everybody, take care.